remain Honorable Muhammad Sani Abdu, Al-Kali Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. I stand strongly to support the commitment of this bill to second reading and final passage because of its import. Indeed, the National Housing Fund as it is trapped in the public sector, particularly in the Ministry of Housing and its parastatal, the Federal Mortgage Bank, and nothing much is being done with it. And the moment the National Housing Trust Fund becomes into law and the organization as a trust fund is established, we will certainly have a lot of multiplier effects as such. Because as a trust fund, it becomes, as Linda said, a legal entity. And it will have a lot of legal discretions. It will liberalize the fund in a continuum from personal housing access to corporate housing access. It can enter into many housing arrangements. For example, you can have even the issue of tenancy, lease payments, and so on. So far as to even talk of housing associations can tap into it with their own resources to fill in the financing gap to build houses in different styles that we have in the UK in particular. It will go into mutual trust fund investment activities in the real sector. So it means there will be a lot of different portfolio in the menu of the housing delivery system. Again, one important thing is that as a trust fund, legal entity, it will have a very strong teeth, or rather collection mechanism and administration mechanism, which today we don't have. Finally, sir, it will entrench a concept of housing as a process. And this is the encapsulation of all my arguments. Housing as a process is that as a young man, you live with somebody. The moment you become adult, you have a need for at least a room. And as you grow, you have a room for you and your wife. Then with children. Then you grow bigger and then you contract. And therefore, once the housing sector is liberalized, it means the mortgage sector will also grow. Once it grows, it means those who want collective houses can have access to it. Those who have overgrown their size of family can move from where they are to somebody just by changing. So we are now actually deepening the housing market into our economy, the real estate sector. And I think this is the import of this bill, and we should all support it strongly for second reading and final passage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.